Hello everyone! It's Lavender Leaf. Today, I'm going to create an illustration, but I am only going to use two colors. And what better color to start with than my favorite color, green! I am also going to use cyan today. Anyway, let's get started. So before I did the main illustration, I did some loose sketches in my sketchbook to decide how I wanted the illustration to look. I find that doing multiple small drawings really helps you decide quickly what you want the illustration to look like as a whole. I ended up going for the fourth one on the bottom right. So for this challenge, I decided to include two of my characters, Alfred and Lucas, in the illustration. Alfred is extremely confident and always ready for adventure, whereas Lucas is always scared and always watches out for his brother to be safe. I am always a big fan of two characters with opposite personalities in the same situation. So when I started my drawing, I wanted to show the difference of Alfred and Lucas's personalities. I wanted to show Alfred walking into the foreground, always ready to take charge and march into adventure, really walking in towards the light past the forest, whereas Lucas is kind of just looking around, trying to be careful, watching out for any dangers, feeling very cautious and very scared. As I was doing the sketches, I kind of thought, what if I had beetles in the sketches, and what if they had mushrooms all over them? What if this was the forest of the mushroom beetles? And of course, I gotta make Lucas scared of the mushroom beetles. The mushroom beetles are all looking at Lucas like, "Get out of our forest!" Or maybe Lucas is just imagining it, who knows? I started to work on the outline layer. I first added some creases to Alfred and Lucas's clothes, and then I added in the beetles. When I added in the beetles, I realized that it would be better for them to stand on some mushrooms rather than the bushes. I think it makes it more distinct from the top, where there's a lot of bushes and leaves and trees at the top, whereas at the bottom, there can be two mushrooms to help it stick out. Along with this, I also added some background elements like some trees on the right side of the illustration and a big mushroom on the left side of the illustration. I find that both of these elements frame the path behind them very well. I think it's good to have some overlap between your foreground elements and background elements. I did some finishing touches for the outline layers, and then I moved on to the main part of the challenge, the two colors. The first thing I was doing was trying to figure out where I should place green and where I should place cyan. I figured that I should place green in the foreground where Alfred is, because green is overall brighter than cyan, and I wanted the darker cyan color to be in the background where Lucas is feeling all scared. I really feel like this shows him being consumed by fear. After I placed the colors down, I decided to blend them. Blending the two colors made the illustration really feel like nature. I started to add in the mushroom beetles, and I was trying to figure out how bright I should make them. I started by making them very bright white and bright blue, but I didn't really want it to distract from the brightness that Alfred is walking towards, so I decided to make them a lot darker and have their eyes glow white, but I still wasn't 100% sure on this. I went back with my first idea of the mushroom beetles being bright themselves, but also have the mushrooms around them glow to make it feel more magical. When I was working on Alfred, I wanted the lighting to be very bright and green and magical. One struggle that I had with the lighting and the colors is that I didn't want Alfred to look alien as he walks towards the light. What I mean by this is that blue and green are typically not seen in human skin tone unless one is sick. And unfortunately, I couldn't use any other color, so I had to stick with those two colors. So what I did is that I made the lighting that Alfred is walking towards so vibrant and so green that the green lighting on his skin tone would just work naturally. This also solved my issue from earlier with the mushroom beetles looking too bright, because the lighting that Alfred's walking towards is so bright that it just becomes the focal point. After this, I was just fixing some small mistakes here and there. And I was done. I'm very happy with how this turned out. It really shows Alfred's confidence walking towards the light, and Lucas's fear of the bugs on the mushrooms. Overall, limiting your color palette is so much fun. It limits your options so the colors overall feel much more cohesive. I'd love to do this challenge again, so if you guys want to suggest 2 more colors for me to use, be sure to let me know in the comments. I could even do a 1-color challenge too. We'll see. Anyway, that's all I got today. Be sure to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.